Hello everyone, this is the sixth event in this unique year of Erev Pesach Shechaliyot b'Shabbat, and we're on Friday, the day before Erev Pesach. And I'd like to now give a few practical tips for that particular Friday. So, number one, it's almost impossible to eat Chametz and clean the dishes on Shabbos. Though you can clean the dishes Friday night in some sink at home that's not kosher for Pesach, and then eat from them Shabbos morning before the time of not eating chametz Shabbos morning. Those dishes are going to be a problem to wash, because the only reason you're going to wash them is not because you're going to use them on Shabbos, but rather use them 8 days later after Pesach. And therefore, my advice is, A, use disposables for both Friday night and Shabbos morning, especially if you're going to eat chametz, namely, you're going to eat the Lechem Mishneh, being rolls or pitot. Obviously use nice disposables, friendly to the environment disposables, but disposables does solve a lot of problems. Idea number two, everything should be kosher for Pesach before Shabbos. Obviously we can't kosher on Shabbos, that would be metaken, and therefore the house has to be obviously clean for Pesach, and the kitchen should be kosher for Pesach before Shabbos begins. This would lead to tip number three, and that is that I advise that all the food we eat on Shabbos should be kosher for Pesach, with the exception of two things. Number one, what you use for Lechem Mishneh, we'll get to that. And number two, you can eat kidneyot, you can eat legumes, you can eat rice, you can eat corn. There's no problem whatsoever, in my opinion, to use your Pesach dishes and your Pesach pots, because they're 100% kosher for Pesach. It's just an Ashkenazic minhag not to eat from them. And therefore, with a proper kashrus for Pesach for Sfaradim, you can obviously eat them Friday night, Shabbos morning, up until the time that you can't eat chametz. Tip number three, I would advise that everything you need for the Seder should be ready Friday as much as possible. What does that include? That includes roasting the zeroah, the shake bone, roasting the egg that you put on the Seder plate, checking the lettuce that you use for Marror for bugs, preparing the salt water, and having all the ingredients of the Charoset ready so you can mix them Motzei Shabbat. If indeed you think that mixing them Friday will take away the taste, you're allowed to mix them on Yom Tov, meaning Saturday night. The Isser of Lush does not apply on Yom Tov if you think the taste will not be as good, but the ingredients should be better. Why do I say all of this? For two reasons. Number one, so that the Seder can start right away. It's already going to be late because of Motzei Shabbat. And number two, if you didn't do it, then you could roast the shake bone on Motzei Shabbat as well as the hard-boiled egg, but you must eat them on Yom Tov. If you don't eat them, you're not allowed to roast them. So you don't eat them at the Seder, that's the Ashkenazic minhag, but you definitely have to eat them on Sunday before the day is over, and I'm not so sure you're going to remember to do that. The same thing is with other things, like the salt water. For those living in Israel, if you need to take trumot and masrot from your fruits and vegetables, make sure to do it on Friday. It's forbidden to do on Shabbos as well as on Yom Tov. Finally, two more points. If you use wax candles to light candles, make sure you melt them in for Saturday night, or in Chutz La'aretz for Saturday night and Sunday night, because it's usur to melt them on Yom Tov. It would be an isser of mimachik. So if you use wax candles, make sure that you melt them in before Shabbos. If you use neironim, if you don't know what that is, don't worry. Neironim have a little metal thing on the bottom, and in order to reuse them, you have to take out that metal thing. That metal thing is muktzeh, and therefore it would be impossible to take it out. And therefore, if you do use neironim, prepare a little cup with 2 neironim or whatever candles that you light, so that you can very simply take off the glass that you used for Shabbos, Saturday night, put on the new glasses with the neironim in them. Same thing, obviously, in Chutz La'aretz for Sunday night. Finally, last but not least, there's 2 more things that you need to do. 1, set your Shabbos clocks so that it would indeed be on Saturday night as well. If it's impossible, or you don't want to waste electricity, So you can set it Friday night till, say, 11 o'clock at night, whenever you end your meal. And then on Saturday night, lengthen that existing situation from 11 to 2 o'clock in the morning whenever you finish your Seder. That's not a problem. But don't forget to light a yahrzeit candle. If you want to light candles Saturday night, you need at least a 48-hour candle to light from Friday all the way through Saturday night and Sunday. I would advise to use a 72-hour candle. In any case, obviously for Chutz La'aretz, but even in Israel, sometimes that 48-hour candle doesn't last exactly 48 hours. So those are the practical tips that I would advise to do on Friday before Shabbos. We get into Shabbos, our house is kosher for Pesach, the ingredients for the Seder are ready, and ultimately we get to the next challenge, which is going to be, what do we use for the Lechem Mishneh, the double loaf, on Shabbos? More about that.